Here in Australia, we have a history of racism and discrimination against our First Nation people. For years, Indigenous people have fought to bring balance and understanding to the conversation around a fair and equitable Australia. There have been many standout heroes who strive to change the narrative about what it means to be an Australian and honouring our Indigenous ancestors who lived through the atrocities of the past. Today we're going to look at two such legends who through their music have created a safe place to share the story of some of these things and also to celebrate the distance travelled in our journey of healing and forgiveness, as well as the success of many Indigenous heroes. Our first hero, Archie Roach, released an iconic single in 1990 called Took the Children Away. This song put a spotlight on the issue of the stolen generation and created a conversation within Australia on what happened, why it happened, and the effects of multi-generational removal of children from their families. From over 30 years, Archie has performed his music bringing awareness of the issue to all Australians. Singer-songwriter Paul Kelly said of Archie that people would come to him all the time and say, "I didn't know about the stolen generation." People would tell them that it happened to them too, and he started to realize it was a much broader story. This song highlighted the hardships they endured and the sacrifices they made. Adam Briggs said of Archie Roach and his song that Took the Children Away is a pivotal song for Australia. That line, "The story's right, this story is true, I would not tell lies to you," sums up his whole career and why he resonates with everybody. Archie's song brought these big issues into the common arena, creating big conversations that previously were not spoken about, and created space for other Aboriginal people to share for their stories and show the whole of Australia the injustice of the past. Our next hero, Adam Briggs, is a rapper that has a bold storytelling ability. In 2014, Briggs, in collaboration with other artists, released a song that promoted the oneness of the Indigenous community. The children came back. As stated by Briggs himself, he wanted to put a spotlight on the wins and positives of the Indigenous community. Many Indigenous people have not had role models or examples of successful people. The media has often depicted as criminal, primitive, drunken, uneducated and illiterate. Unfortunately, for many years, there has been an imbalance of positive representation of our Indigenous community. Briggs' song shows the progress that has been made. Briggs said, "Black fellas in Australia have done so much in the face of adversity." So I was like, can we just pop some champagne and talk about the wins and not the struggle for 3 minutes? I also wanted Archie to know we stand on his shoulders and others like him. Genius.com stated that the song is somewhat of a triumphant sequel to Archie Roach's Deeply Sad They Took the Children Away. They further said that the first verse of Briggs' Virgin makes references to a number of successful contemporary Indigenous people, including Gavin Wangadine, Anthony Mundine, Adam Goods, Paddy Mills, and Kathy Freeman. They also state that every Indigenous person referenced on this track is prefixed I'm.
Sure.
This, in my opinion, is what makes this song so special. I don't think it's about Paddy Mills winning the NBA championship or other such big events, but the song is Briggs boldly stating the oneness of the Indigenous Australia. Through the most horrific of circumstances, there is still a heartbeat. Through unforgivable injustices, there is still a heartbeat. Through near genocide, there is still a heartbeat. That it is in fact one heartbeat, a dead heart's heartbeat. Despite all the horrible things that have happened in our past, our Indigenous brothers and sisters will stand together and fight for their future and for the loss of their past, for representation in a fairer system, for a seat at the table. Briggs is not afraid to say, hey, it's happening. We are not going away. We are here and we are united. We want to be heard and seen. While there is still a ways to go, it is the work of Archie Roach, who was not afraid to call out the government and the people of Australia to make them accountable, that paved the way for other Indigenous people to be heard and strive for betterment. Adam Briggs' music shows that while we should be still fighting for justice, it's okay to pause and celebrate the distance travelled, the oneness of our people, and inspire hope for the upcoming generation. And racism can and will be abolished within our country as we stand together and continue to fight as one.